I got a lot of stuff going on in my mind. And I'ma just go ahead and say what I gotta say while I still have the freedom and ability to say it. Not everybody gonna like it, but hey, we all supposed to have freedom of speech, right? I'm standing on the front line, but it's really the gun line. And every time I take a step forward, they go one time. Sunshine is covered by clouds and dark skies. I advise that we get wise and never divide. We need to rise over pettiness and stop with the lies. But we despise, cause it doesn't matter what we decide. If you ain't on the right side, they take a nice to your pride. And if you're walking on the left, they wanna play with your mind. See, red and blue is what they claiming, but the bangers is wrong. And if it's ever disrespected, they put one in your dome. Straight killers on a mission. Are you hearing my tone? Cause when the leader got an issue, he just pick up the phone and call out every single savage that he got in a hole. Let them loose on the streets with no need for control. Why they terrorize the city with the cons and the pros? Think deep before you speak about the heroes and foes. Now is the time that you need to make a choice. Now is the time that you need to have a voice. Now is the time that you need to change course. Now is the time before it all gets worse. Now is the time that you need to make a choice. Now is the time that you need to have a voice. Now is the time that you need to change course. Now is the time before it all gets worse. Money buys information, information is power. That's why the rich rise up and leave the poor as devoured. Got us shooting up the hood, steady searching for power. But it's a scheme to make us dream, initiated by cowards. They don't want to see us leave, so they trap us in towers till we get sour. And we give away the gift that was ours. Turn on the shower of the welfare to keep us distracted. Rations. Some people think I'm overreacting. I'm passionate and will not give a single retraction. It's action that we looking for and maybe detachment. Ain't nobody really listening, so turn on the caption. Then I got a few with me, but that's only a fraction. I'm asking what we stand for in this day and time. Are you all about the paper or the state of your mind? Cause we blind in this placement to keep us confined. It's designed to keep us dying and committing the crimes. Now is the time that you need to make a choice. Now is the time that you need to have a voice. Now is the time that you need to change course. Now is the time before it all gets worse. Now is the time that you need to make a choice. Now is the time that you need to have a voice. Now is the time that you need to change course. Now is the time before it all gets worse. Donald Trump, I would call you Mr. President, but I regret to inform you I got no respect for the man that you are and you will never correct. So every word that you're speaking I will gladly reject. I'm not a pet sitting on your lap like all of the rest. I confess disrespect is all that you should expect by the way that you make moves like a rookie to chess. I'm not impressed by your sacrifice or how you invest. Look at the mess you created on a worldwide scale, repelling any information so that you can prevail. You're standing in the dark negotiating for a black male, but calling me a criminal for being a black male. So we can tell cause you wanna kill the freedom of speech, the way that we teach, and anything that make us unique. That's why you critique and need to have a war on the streets so you can delete the reach from the future we seek. Now is the time that you need to make a choice. Now is the time that you need to have a voice. Now is the time that you need to change course. Now is the time before it all gets worse. Now is the time that you need to make a choice. Now is the time that you need to have a voice. Now is the time that you need to change course. Now is the time before it all gets worse. I know some of y'all might have heard this and thought, man, that song was about black versus white. Nah, bro, this is about good versus evil. The selfishness of some versus the betterment of the whole. Those who would rather see everything overthrown just so they can have what they want. That's what this is. Man, y'all pay attention and tighten up. Big beautiful bill. That's like saying big beautiful decapitation. That's an oxymoron, if you get my drift.